with 9 secret tips on how to get a great night's sleep. But before we go there, I want to talk a little bit about sleep. If the average human is supposed to get 8 hours of sleep a night, that means every year each of us should be dedicating 2,944 hours to sleep. Every year. This number sounded astronomical to me. We're so concerned about exercise and eating right. Well, we should be really concerned about sleep too. So I found a really cool study after a client of mine mentioned she was having a really hard time and she was kind of stuck with another 8 to 10 pounds that she wanted to lose. So I looked at her weight loss plan, I looked at her exercise, I looked at her food, and all I could figure is that it's got to do with her resting periods, meaning her sleep time. So we did a little bit of research and I found a really cool study. The National Sleep Foundation ran a study on sleep and how it can affect your hormones. Now this kind of triggered a little bit of guinea pig testing maybe on my client, and it worked. So I'm excited to share it with you guys. The weight loss study goes like this. There were 2 groups, average men and average women, and they both had average BMIs. So these aren't exceptionally lean people and they're not exceptionally heavy people, but they both had groups of average men and women. One group was given 6.5 hours of sleep a night for 10 days, and the other group was given 8.5 hours of sleep for 10 days. Now, at the end of the 10 days, get this, they were both given a glucose tolerance test. So their blood was tested. And at the end, their findings were awesome. 30% more insulin was being produced in the people who weren't getting adequate night's sleep. So the 6.5 hours a night people had 30% more insulin floating in their system on the day-to-day just due to lack of sleep. Now the other group, they found that they could trust their hunger signals, their hunger pangs. They could rely on what their body was telling them more so than the group that wasn't getting enough sleep. So I found this to be really interesting. I think we can all agree that the less sleep you get, the less active you feel on being the next day. We can also probably agree on, now that you know the results of that test, the more insulin that floats through your system on the day-to-day just to keep your blood sugar stable, the harder it is to lose weight. Now, if you didn't know this, having insulin in your system makes it very, very difficult for your body to reach into those fat stores to get energy. The fat cells are almost on lockdown, like a storage, if you will. So I thought this was really interesting. So what can we do to focus on getting a better night's sleep? The solution to this problem is scheduling yourself sleep. Okay, so here come the 9 secret tips on how to get a great night's sleep. Number 1, set a schedule. You want to have a wake-up time and a go-to-bed time. You actually want to set yourself a bedtime. I know we're grown-ups and we make sure that we do that for our kids, but let's do it for ourselves. Let's do a 30-day challenge on getting a great night's sleep for 30 days straight. Number 2 is nap smart. If you're somebody who naps, make sure you're doing it at the proper time of day. I know people who suffer from insomnia, there's been studies proving that naps between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. can be helpful for people who suffer from insomnia. If you're somebody who is all wired up in the day after you take a nap, maybe omit your naps and see if that helps you get better night's sleep, a more solid night's sleep. Number 3, make sure you get activities in after dinner. So many of us come home to a house full of kids or your spouse or a house, you've got things, sports planned after work, and you've got to cook dinner and then lay on the couch, watch TV. Try to avoid laying on the couch and being inactive after dinner. Go for a walk. We can make that a part of the 30-day challenge too. After dinner, just go for a short walk. Do something active to get that food processing through your system and wear your body out just a little bit more so you can be nice and tired when it's bedtime. Number 4, increase the light in your day, or live in the light, as I like to say. During the daytime, you should be in a lit up space. If you work in a dark office, you may think of investing in a light box. If you're somebody who likes the blinds closed, try opening the blinds. Live in the light. And that leads us to number 5, which is sleep in the dark. If you're somebody who likes to fall asleep with the television on, try it. Make it a 30-day challenge. Turn the TV off and then fall asleep. If your alarm clock is bright in your face, turn your alarm clock so it's not shining at you. The light shining on your face or the television shining in the room actually suppresses the melatonin production that your body naturally makes for you to be able to fall asleep and have a restful night's sleep. Number 6, keep your room cool. Try not to chintz on the air conditioning, or maybe invest in a fan so you can keep your bedroom cool. We all sleep better in the cool. Number 8, have a comfortable bed and sheets. Investing in a great pair of cotton sheets will ensure that you get a little bit better sleep. You know those mornings you wake up and you just feel like you don't want to get out of bed because your bed is so comfortable? Those are the kind of sheets that you should be investing in. And last but not least, number 9, and this is probably the most important, is make sure you go to bed worry-free. Leave all the worries behind. If you have to do some sort of yoga or a sleep technique to get you to ease your mind before you go to bed so you don't have all of those thoughts about work or kids or all of the things you have to do tomorrow in your head as you're going to sleep, those things lead to restless night's sleep. So try to leave your worries at the door when you go to bed.